back to the channel. Following on from a brief chat that I had in my last video, I've had a few questions about how I achieve this, obviously with the polishing, etc. So I thought I'd give you a brief insight of just some, just how I go about it, what papers I use, etc., and buffing wheels, and also compounds. But yeah, obviously, I mean, something like this, it does take a lot of hours. But I'm just going to use a test sample piece. I've actually taken the old case that was on here, so I'm going to show you a bit basically on that. So literally, this is the old casing off. I'm just going to do basically a test area here. So like I said, I basically work through the grits. Obviously, depending on how bad the actual casing is, I may start with a very rough, something like a 40, and then work up through these grades. Then I'll take it into a 400, moving up through to a 600, and then obviously up through the grades until I get up to things like 2000 grit, 2500 grit, and then finish off with, I can see that, a 3000 grit. So as I say, this casing actually isn't that bad, so I'm gonna start with basically a 400. As I say, we're just going to do a test area here and see how that goes, and then obviously I can move on to the wheels. I mean, this just doesn't seem to be too bad, but as I say, I'll take it through the grit so you can get an idea. Obviously, if you have any questions, please leave me comments below. As you can see, the difference already, but there are some deep scratches in here. So I need to keep going with the 400. And hopefully try and work them scratches out. Right, I'm going to flick forward. Obviously, I'd spend a lot more time on these bits here, but to give you an idea. There you go, you can already see the difference so far. That's just after 2 grades, and I say I'm only rushing this through quickly, so it does give you an idea of how we go from this, obviously then moving it forward to this, and then obviously forward to a mirror finish. So a little bit more with the 6, then you'd move forward to, I personally would move forward to an 800. just to keep this one a bit short, I'm going to actually skip forward to a 2000, but normally I would work through an 8, 1000, etc. Obviously 2000 grit, very, very fine. As long as this is actually giving you the idea of how it's basically done. Obviously the more time you spend on it, the better finish you're going to get. The different grits you go through. I mean, me personally, I prefer to have just a pot of water next to me. You can use, I've seen some people use like just a spray bottle, just spray it on. There you go, that's after obviously a quick one on a 2000 grit. Next, 2500 grit. Yeah, that's already feeling a lot smoother compared to the original surface, which is very bad. So as I say, I keep on with the 2500 grit until I was really happy on that, but obviously that would take hours for you. Right, and the last one I'd use before I go to the wheels, 3000 grit. Super fine. Obviously when I mean this one I'm actually I'll do completely, and then obviously I don't need it, so this will be sold. So I would have to go back down through the grit to stay. You can still see there's a scratch there, but overall the surface is actually pretty good. So as I say, that's a 3000 grit, and there's already a semi shine in there. Now we'll move across to the wheel. There are obviously different wheels you can buy, different compounds. I say I can alternate the wheels, so that's my finishing wheel. this does a bulk of my work. It's quite close threaded. As for compounds, so the main two I've got at the moment is obviously I'll start with the red, I end up finishing with the white. There are other ones I use as well, so you've got the black and the green. It depends on the type of metal and how far you actually want to take things through. But what I'll do now is I'll set you up so hopefully you can see the wheel. I've already preloaded this up with polish. And we'll start giving it a go. As I said, this is just a normal 6-inch bench grinder that's basically been adapted just to take my wheels. So, here we go. Slightly load the wheel back up again. Right, so as you can see there, it's actually coming up. There's a few scratches in there. I'll metal polish that in a bit, but as you can see, you've got the basis there of what I start with. Obviously working through the wet and dries. As I say, this would normally take quite a few hours, but I just want to give you an idea. What I'm going to do quickly is run it under the finishing wheel. So back on. This is a very soft wheel. Right, that's as it's just come off the wheel. I mean, I can still see some surface scratches in there, so I just want to give you an idea of, so what I'll do last off is just run some metal polish. Right, and there we go. As I say, it's not brilliant, this one. As I say, I mean, obviously starting from something like that, and there you go, there's the camera. So I'd literally go all over this. As I say, I'd start with the low grades and then work up through the grades, and you would end up on 3000 grit paper. Very, very, very fine. As I say, if anybody's got any questions, please leave me in the comments below. I hope this has helped a little. As I say, the process is, as long as you want to make it, the more of a perfectionist you want to be, the better finish you want to have, obviously the more time you'll actually spend on it. I just wanted to give you a rough idea of how you take something like this, move it up to this, and then put it up to that. Obviously that took some time, but yeah, the two next to each other, even if you just want a light polish or a light mirror, you don't really want heavily mirrored polish, that's how you go. As I say, I hope that helped everybody. Next episode, I need to make the garage even more dusty than it was before, and I'm going to crack on with the tank. So, thanks for watching. See you again next time. Cheers. Bye.